Welcome back to Peer-Guided DBT Lessons, provided by DBT Skills Application, Peers Helping Peers. This week's lesson, marked 4-5 in our Interpersonal Effectiveness module, will be examining DEARMAN. Please keep in mind that we're simply peers helping peers, working together to bring about more peaceful, constructive, and ultimately happier lives. In other words, a life worth living. DEARMAN is a DBT acronym that was developed to help people remember the importance of using effective communication as a means to build healthier relationships. It is a reminder of how to get needs met in a healthy manner. If we are to have satisfying relationships, it is important to feel capable and competent in our interactions with others. It is important to all of our relationships that we feel comfortable in our ability to communicate our needs and expectations. DEARMAN skills can be used to make nearly any difficult conversation a little easier. You'll find that implementing these skills into your communications can reduce arguments and increase your understanding of one another. So, let's take a look at what the DEARMAN acronym letters stand for. First, starting with D, describe. E, express. A, assert. R, reinforce. M, remain mindful. A, appear confident. And N, negotiate. Starting with D for describe. Describe the situation in a clear, simple way. At this point in the conversation, you are not expressing your feelings, opinions, or asking for anything. You are setting up the conversation using the facts. Use specific, objective words to describe the situation as clearly as possible. Stick to the facts and use non-judgmental statements. Describe to the other person exactly what you want, along with the details of the situation that led up to your request as precisely as possible, leaving little question as to what you want and need. Clarify with the other person which things you can both agree on in terms of what is occurring and what the situation is. This forces you both to be present and mindful and illustrates that opinions on either side are separate from the facts. Next is E for express. After you have described the situation, you go on to say what you think and how you feel about it. This is the step where you express your opinions, your perspectives, and how this situation affects you. Expressing how you're feeling using I statements shows that you're taking accountability for your own feelings, which can prevent the other person from going into defense mode. Remember to use I feel instead of you make me feel. Also utilize phrases such as I want instead of you should, I don't want instead of you shouldn't. Don't leave the other person guessing. Tell them clearly what you are feeling and why, but don't allow your emotions to take away from the importance of the reason for the conversation. Next is A for assert. Now that you've clarified your position, it's time to ask for what you want. Once you understand the opportunity or the challenge, it is time to present your solution. To assert your needs means that you are asking for what you want in a clear, precise, and effective way. Balance is critical here between the goal of asserting your needs and avoiding aggressiveness or passive-aggressive behaviors. Don't hint or allude to what you want. It may seem obvious to you, but the other person involved may not have any idea what you want. Next is R for reinforce. Reinforcing in this skill reminds the person that something is in it for them too. Be sure that the other person understands exactly why responding favorably to your request is effective and beneficial for them as well as for you. As you work towards getting what you want and need, describe why the other person would benefit from helping you. Other people want to feel good about complying to requests rather than being left with the feeling that they are being coerced into meeting demands. Next is M for mindful. Stay mindful. Be present in the moment. Stay focused on the present conversation. Try not to become distracted by things going on around you. Rather, be intentional with your communication, keeping your goals in the forefront of your attention. Stay the course with your objective and don't get off track by getting involved in other discussions at this time. If the other person takes the conversation in a different direction, it is your job to bring it back to working towards a resolution. Mindfulness is all about paying attention to biases and noticing intense feelings. Rather than counter-responding with intensity, practice opposite action, radical acceptance, and mindful breathing. Maintain your focus. Next is A for appear confident. Speak with a confident tone of voice, loud enough to be clearly heard. Maintain direct eye contact. Hold your head high, sitting or standing straight. This may be something you need to practice so that you're prepared for situations that call for DEARMAN. In preparation, try a Superman pose with elbows bent, hands resting on hips, and head held high. When you appear confident, it sends the message to the other person that what you're requesting shouldn't be difficult to agree to. If you're having trouble believing in your request, so will other people. Your confidence also makes you seem like a harder person to turn down. And finally, N for negotiate. When our request cannot be met, or it is not agreed to in the way we desire, there frequently is a way to meet halfway. You might need to alter your request to make it more appealing to the other person. Often two people can find a solution that is good enough without either party having to compromise their values or go beyond their personal boundaries. Have a conversation about how you might be able to resolve the problem together in a way that will work for you both. A big part of negotiating is about respecting other people's limits. One of the most important aspects of any relationship is hearing each other out, then accommodating one another as much as possible. If you hit a brick wall, an impasse in negotiations, turning the table may be the most effective means of solving the problem. Turn the table. Turn the problem over to the other person. Ask them what they would do if they were the ones in your situation. Think of the negotiation process as a bonding experience rather than a battle of wills. It takes both time and practice to learn how to stand up for what we need while mindfully respecting the needs of others. Many of us have spent years learning ineffective and unhealthy relationship patterns and habits from our original family and other life experiences. This is a skill that needs practice. Try using this skill to make non-emotional requests at first. Remember to practice compassion for yourself if the skills are new to you. This is about practice, not perfection. Be sure to check out the video description in the comments below. You'll find a link to the website lesson that accompanies this video. You will also find links to the handouts and worksheets created to complement this video. And while you're there, if you found this video helpful, be sure to like it. Next week in our peer-guided DBT lessons interpersonal effectiveness module, we'll be examining give or aid given. Please join us then.